Hey guys, this is Jenny, and this is our slow flow yoga class. And our slow flow is really about holding postures a little bit longer, not moving so quickly through the flow, so that we can really take a little bit of time to integrate the experience of the posture, allow it to open up new space within us, so that as we open up that new space, we can focus our attention on new energies and new thought processes and ways of perceiving and experiencing the world. Because even these physical blockages will open up space for even energetic opportunity and availability, right? So it's not just a physical blockage. A lot of the time, it's also a energetic blockage that is corresponding with that. So it's a really beautiful way to open up new space within our being and to get to be a little bit more self-aware and know what's actually going on inside of ourselves. Um, I had an interesting conversation yesterday with a friend, and it was funny because I had just read a quote that said, "Old keys do not unlock new doors." And I was like, "Oh, that's a really good quote," because it just alludes to the fact that if I'm going to do something new, if I'm going to open a new door, I can't keep using the old keys that I've been using to open up the old doors. You know what I'm saying? And what's so funny to me in working with people holistically and things of that nature, people want change, but they don't want change. They want their circumstances, their environment, and all of the things to change, but they don't want to have to change themselves. And that's not how it works at all. If we want our environment and our experience around us to change, I have to change my perceptions about the thing. And not only do I have to change my perceptions about the thing, I have to change the way that I engage in that thing, that aspect of my life, for it to change, for me to draw myself not towards what I don't want more of, but what I do want more of, right? And it's so funny because that conversation that I had with my friend yesterday, he's like, yeah, I just really avoid the news and all of this stuff because I don't want to see any of the stuff. Because if I see the stuff, I don't want to energetically invest in the thing. Now, I understand to a degree because I also I don't expose myself to a lot of the bullshit that I think is going to be problematic for me, or cause me to not have access to like information, number one, that's accurate or that could potentially cause me to spin down a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? So while we do have to be aware of that and knowing like what could a potential trigger be for me that would draw me into this spiral of negative mindset, it's also okay to be aware of what's going on. And we want to work ourselves to the point where we can be aware of what's happening around us without energetically investing in it. The energetic investment isn't the awareness of the thing. The energetic awareness is my engagement with the thing, the way that I feed that energy, the way that I feed that knowledge or that potential knowledge of that thing, right? So it's really up to us to determine how we're engaging with these things and to be really aware of how I am internalizing new information and what I'm doing with it. How am I focusing my attention on it? Am I allowing myself to be aware of the thing without feeding it energetically? Can I do that? Do I have that ability to do that at this point in time? Or if I'm exposed to certain types of information, is it potentially going to cause me to spiral into this place where I feel a little bit out of control and I don't necessarily have as much of an ability to rein myself back in? You know what I'm saying? So, one of the ways that we can become self aware and recognizing, shining the light on the thing, right? I can shine a light on what's bothering me, what's troubling me, and all of those kinds of things, and understand like, what is the fear in this thing for me? What is it? Because most of the time it's motivated by fear if it's going to cause me to spiral out, right? So what is my fear of this thing? What is it? Is this something I can live with? Is this not something I can live with? Really like understand it. If it's not something I can live with, then making choices, different choices that create the availability for me to not have to suffer that consequence, right? Or if it is something that I can manage, whatever consequence of that situation is, let it go. Stop hyper focusing on it, shifting my attention to the things that are actually going to bring me closer towards my highest and greatest good. It's a constant accountability that we have to do within our own being to ensure that we're engaging in our life experience in a way that is uplifting and supportive of ourselves. And nobody else is going to do that for you. Nobody else is going to do the things that you need to protect and uplift yourself. It's up to you to provide that for yourself. But there's so much awesome like pride and feelings of safety and security that comes with knowing that you are the one that can do that for yourself. That you don't need to rely on other people to do for you, to save you, to make the right choices for you, and all of this other stuff, right? So remembering that, where's my mind? It just makes me think of that Pixie song. I love that freaking song. In that Fight Club scene where, they're standing in front of the window and everything's blowing up in front of them. They're just standing there holding hands and watching it all come down. And it's like, where's my mind? What energy am I feeding? What am I experiencing and how am I engaging with it? Am I trying to use an old key to unlock a new door? Am I trying to use old perceptions? Am I like in resistance to change? I want change, but I don't want to have to change to achieve it. I don't want to have to create or implement the standards, the choices, the actions, the things that are necessary for me to experience the new energetic space. Because a lot of times I think we think that it's everything around us fault that things aren't changing. But when we really look at our life experience, we'll realize it's not that at all. It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that I'm unwilling to change. I'm unwilling to go look for that new key that's going to open up the door for the new space. I'm unwilling to do that work of going and seeking that new key that's going to give me that availability to do something different. Where is my mind? What am I focusing on? Can I safely receive information without allowing myself to spiral out? And if I can't, that's something important to pay attention to. Of like, that is work that needs to be done so that I can come into that place of peace within my own being, retreating away from all of the things that would put me in those higher states of fear and all of that stuff. And recognizing that everything I need as far as peace and safety and security is already inside of me, and that that's achievable state of mind, of being for me. And that's where the work maybe potentially needs to be done. So just thinking about that today, right now, with everything that's going on in your life and the way that you're receiving the information around you, where is your mind? Where is your mind? How are you engaging? Where are those places where you could potentially shift your perception? Go seek that new key that's going to open up the new space. How can you be aware of how you internalize information? Where are you investing your energy? How are you engaging in your life experiences? Are you motivated by fear, or are you motivated by that internal peace within your own being and that trust in source, right? So what's going on with you? Where are those little changes that you could potentially make? If you don't know, maybe this is a great opportunity in your practice today just to be receptive and allow that higher aspect of your own being to direct you into those areas that potentially need some attention, that need you to be aware of what's going on within that space, to maybe even make new choices or whatever might come in regards to that experience, you know? So let's just be thinking about that today, sinking back into our own being, drawing our attention away from all of the stuff, the grocery list, the stuff that I've got to do later, this plans for this weekend, my fears, my stress. And just start to close the eyes and draw your attention back to your breath. The bridge from the body back to the spirit. Dropping the shoulders back and down so that the heart space can radiate forward. Nice, long, beautiful, straight spine. Totally relaxing into your own being. And remembering this is a safe space. This is as safe a space as I make it. Allow it to be. Couple more deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we're going to start with that breath of fire today. So for that breath of fire, we use that navel point center to forcefully press the air in and out through our nostrils. Now, this could be contraindicated by pregnancy, moon cycle, hypertension, glaucoma, things of that nature. So if you have any of those kinds of contraindications, instead just take long, deep breaths. But if you can, what we're going to do is we're going to drop those hands outside of the hips. Inhale, lift those arms into the air at a 60-degree angle. Plant the fingertips into the pads of the hands and the thumbs are plugged into the sky. Start by taking a couple deep breaths, and then we're going to utilize that navel point center to forcefully press the breath in and out through the nose. And it looks just like this. Eyes are closed, focused on the third eye, the brow point center. As you continue to breathe, that breath of fire, we're burning away all of those energies that are no longer serving us. We're burning away all of that stuff that's not ours so that we can have more clarity, more focus, more understanding of where our attention is best serving us. That inhalation is almost a byproduct of the forceful exhale. Is that quick sip of air through the nostrils that continues to sustain that breath of fire. So we're not taking one big deep breath in and then taking as many inhalations and exhalations through the nose as we can until it's all gone. We're just sipping in that air through the nose so that we can sustain the exhalation each and every time so that it's a consistent breath. This breath is also called the ego eradicator. So we're eradicating all of those perceptions of ourselves, this false perception of who and what we are that we hope to present to the world to keep us from judgment, to keep us from being alone, to keep us from being the center of attention in a way that doesn't feel good. Inhale deeply. Take those thumbs to touch overhead. Suspend your breath at the top. Biceps are hugging the ears. Exhaling, really, really slow and gentle. Open those hands up wide. Release those hands all the way down into the earth, caressing your aura all the way down, grounding your energy. Take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose as you ground through those fingertips. And then inhale, take those arms back overhead. Reach those fingertips into the sky, but keep those shoulders grounded into their shoulder joints. Exhale, release the right hand behind the right glute. Left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh, never on the joint of the knee. And then gently twisting through the spine and gazing over the right shoulder if it feels safe and comfortable on the neck. Remembering that we're never pressing into pain or tickling or numbness in our practice. Always easing out of any posture that starts to take us into any of those kinds of sensations. Really slow and gentle. Untwist the spine. Reach those fingertips back into the sky. Exhale, take it to the opposite side. Left hand behind the left glute. Right hand comes outside of the left thigh. Take that gaze over the left shoulder. Feel safe on your neck. Twisting through the spine. Untwist the spine, draw those fingertips back into the sky, reaching through both hands. Exhale, release those hands down onto the shoulders. Fingers are forward, thumbs are back. We're going to twist to the left on the inhalation, right on the exhale. Allow that twist to go as deep as feels comfortable and safe on the spine. And you can take it progressively deeper as you warm up the spine. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release those hands down onto those knees. Close the eyes for a second. Take a couple deep breaths into the body. We're going to take our hands to the center of our shin bones so that we can continue to warm up that spine with some spinal flexations. We're going to inhale forward, press the chest past the biceps. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, keeping the crown of the head parallel to the sky and the chin parallel to the earth. Inhale back to center. Exhale fully and completely, releasing those hands onto those knees. We're going to inhale and come up onto our hands and knees in that tabletop position. Stacking our shoulders on top of our wrists, hips on top of our knees. Go ahead and shift those hips side to side for just a second. And then coming back to center, the gaze is between those hands so that we can come into those cat-cow stretches. We're going to lift that tailbone, drop the belly towards the earth, and lift the gaze. Hold that posture and take a few deep breaths here. And then tucking the tailbone, rounding through the spine, taking the chin towards the chest for that cat. Hold that posture and breathe. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Continuing on. Moving as fast or as slow as you need to in this posture. Really warming up that spine. Inhale back to center. We're going to lengthen through our right leg. Sole of the foot is flat to the back wall. We're going to inhale, pull the knee in. Exhale, press it out. So keep it moving. Flex those toes and use that intentional movement. Take it to the opposite side. Release that right knee down into the earth. Inhale up through the left leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, kick it out. Release that knee down into the mat. We're going to lift up the right leg. We're going to bend that knee so that the sole of the foot is parallel to the sky now. We're going to inhale, kick it up. Exhale, drop it down. Keep it going. Donkey kick. Release that knee down into the earth. Take it to the opposite side, bending through the left leg this time. Inhale up, exhale down. Release that knee down. Shift through those hips a little bit, just side to side. And then coming back to center. We're going to come down onto our left side. Take that left hand behind the left ear. We're going to bend our left leg so that the sole of the foot is behind us. You can take your hand to your hip here, or you can just drop it behind your back, whatever feels best to you. We're going to inhale, lift up through that leg. Exhale, drop it down. This time we're going to take that knee into the chest, kick it out, inhale up, drop it down. Release it down for a moment. Breathe into the body for a second. Before we come into our next exercise, staying on this side, we're going to inhale, lift up through that leg. We're going to tap those toes forward, tap it back, lift up through that leg. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. Exhale down. Take a couple seconds, breathe into the body. Then pressing into the palm, we're going to take it to the opposite side. Coming down on the right side now. It's hard for me to do that on this side with my hip piece in there, but hopefully it won't mess anything up. So bending that right knee now. We're going to inhale up through the leg, exhale, take it down. Inhale up, exhale down. Hand can come forward or behind. Listen to your body. Bend it in, kick it out, lift it up, drop it down. One more time. Drop that leg down, super gentle and slow. Take a couple deep breaths. Now we're going to inhale up, touch the toes forward, touch them back. Working those glutes today, guys. Weak glutes can cause all kinds of issues in your ankles. It's easier to pull those muscles and tendons in your legs. Compromised strength in your body, in the lower spine. Pull that knee in for a second or lengthen through that leg and take a couple deep breaths. Take that knee in, pressing into the palm of the left hand. Come up into your tabletop position. And shift those hips side to side. You should be feeling it a little bit more this time. Really working those glutes. Come back into that tabletop position. Curl your toes under, press the hips into the sky for your first downward facing dog of your practice. Releasing those heels towards the earth as you press the belly towards the thighs and gaze at the shin bones. Crown of the head is fully released towards the earth. Take a couple deep breaths. You can keep a gentle bend in your knees if that's painful on your hamstrings or you're a little too tight. Just listen to the body. Inhale and take your gaze forward so that you can step towards those hands or float towards the top of the mat. And then hang in that forward fold for a moment. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Keeping those fingertips grounded into the earth and taking your pinkies into opposite elbows. You can find a little bit of gentle movement to remain in stillness. And then really slow and gentle, take a bend in those knees just ever so slightly. Roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, drop those hands down into heart center. Close those eyes. Breathe into the body for a moment as you ground through all four corners of both feet. Relaxing into the body. Nice and strong posture, connecting to your own strength, your internal strength. You are so much stronger than you think you are. We often give into fear because we don't see ourselves in our truth, which is that we are so strong, so capable, with so many more tools than we realize we have. If we'll just tap in, trust in ourselves. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus out through those arms. Palms of the hands are shining forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together as you press that heart space forward, allowing it to radiate in front of you. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, drop those hands down behind the back. We're going to interlock those hands and drop the fists down towards the glutes, lifting them up away ever so slightly. Take a gentle bend in those knees. Inhale deeply, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, drop the belly into the thighs. Super slow with grace and ease, allowing those fists to rise into the sky. And breathe into the body. Really slow and gentle. Inhale, use your core strength to rise back up. Grounding through all four corners of those feet. Inhale, release those hands and draw those arms overhead. We're going to interlock those hands, except for those pointer fingers, which are going to be pointed directly into the sky. And we're going to exhale, drop those pointer fingers towards the corner of where the ceiling and the right wall connect. Just towards the upper right-hand corner. Maybe you're outside. But make sure that those biceps are framing those ears as you get that nice deep side stretch through the left side of your body. Take those deep breaths. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop those fingertips towards the left side. Stretching through the right side of the body this time. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, cactus out those arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, we're going to swan dive forward. Nice, beautiful, straight spine. Allow the fingertips to brush along the earth. And then inhale, take those hands to touch. Half lift. Crown of the head is shining forward. Take those thumbs, tuck them into the breastbone, or allow the palms of the hands to gently rest on the shins. Exhale, drop those fingertips down into the earth, forward fold. Gentle bend in those knees. Take the fingertips, brushing them along the earth towards the toes. Take them on top of the toes, the tops of the feet, the tops of the shins, the knees, the thighs, the outsides of the hips, the sides of the body, all the way up into the sky. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the fingertips upward. Exhale, hinging forward from those hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release those fingertips down into the earth. Crown of the head fully released towards the mat. Inhale, gentle bend in those knees. Draw those fingertips up the body, tops of the feet, the shins, knees, thighs, sides of the hips, sides of the body, all the way up. One more time. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, fingertips rising into the sky. Exhaling, swan diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release those hands down into the mat. Inhale, rise up, roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, as you trace those fingers up the body. Reaching those fingertips up into the sky. Exhale, palms in prayer pose. Drop the thumbs into the heart center. Take some deep breaths, or find that mountain pose where the hands come forward. Take those deep breaths. Remembering who you are, not who society tells you you are, not the old stories that you told about yourself or other people told about you. Remembering the truth of your being, that you are divinity manifest as humanity, and that you have access to all of that wealth of knowledge and energy that exists within that space. You'll just look inside. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, draw the fingertips into the sky, lengthening through those arms. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release those hands down into the earth. Step it forward and come into that downward facing dog. Breathe in that pyramid pose. This pyramid posture is amazing. It is actually where we really light that center fire of our being, tap into that place of power, that solar plexus chakra, and build the energy within our being. Beginning on the left side, we're going to inhale, lift that left leg into the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the leg, and exhale, pull it all the way through between those hands. We're going to drop down on our right knee, uncurl those toes so that the top of the foot is resting into the earth. Make sure that that front knee is stacked on top of the front ankle, and then inhale, rise up. Reach those fingertips into the sky. Keep breathing into the body for a moment. Exhale, release those hands behind those glutes. Clasp them, draw them up away. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, release the chest down onto the thigh. Drop the crown of the head towards the earth as you lift the fists into the sky. Inhale, use that core strength to rise up. Release those hands from behind your back. We're going to take our left hand inside the arch of the left foot. We're going to inhale, swing that right arm back, and then reach forward with those fingertips. Take those fingertips directly up into the sky now. Release that hand next to the left hand. Both are inside of the arch of that left foot. We're going to keep the right hand grounded into the earth, bending through the right leg. If you can take a gentle bind here, this is the time. We're going to reach back with our left hand towards that ankle. There we go. Almost couldn't grab it today, which is totally cool because it doesn't matter. We're going to meet ourselves from one day to the next on our mat without the pressure of forcing ourselves to achieve something, but just meeting ourselves where we're at. Pull the calf towards the thigh, gazing over the left shoulder if it feels safe on your neck. Super slow and gentle, release that foot. Take those hands back inside of the arch of the left foot. We're going to inhale, rise up. Almost didn't make it. And then exhale, release your right hand down into the earth to the right side of the body and reach through those left fingertips. Breathe into the body. Exhale, release the left hand to meet the right. You can come up on the nice edge of your left foot if you want to here, if that feels comfortable and safe. Opening up to that hip, you can even take that left hand inside of the left thigh, never on the knee joint, always on the thigh, and open that hip up a little bit here, if that feels comfortable and safe. Exhale, release the sole of the foot back into the earth. Take both of those hands inside the arch of the left foot. Curl the right toes under. Press the hips into the sky so that you can carefully draw that left leg back to meet the right and pedal out those legs. I'm going to switch sides, but you guys can stay exactly where you're at. Let's take it to the opposite side. Inhale up to the right leg. Exhale, bending the knee, rotating the ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the leg. Exhale, pulling it all the way through for that low lunge. Drop down onto the left knee and uncurl the toes. Right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle, and whenever you feel comfortable and safe, use your core strength. Inhale and rise up. Hold that posture for a moment and breathe into the body. Exhale, release those hands down. Clasp them behind the back. Drop the glutes, or drop the fist down towards the glutes. And then lift them up and away. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Drop the belly down towards the right thigh. Allow the fist to rise into the air. Breathing into the body. Inhale, rise up. Really slow and gentle. Exhale, release those hands inside of the arch of the right foot. Swing those left arms back and then reaching forward through those fingertips. Inhale, arms come up. Reach the fingertips into the sky, spiraling open through that heart space. Exhale, take it down. Left hand meets the right. This is where we take that gentle bind if it's in your practice. Bending through the left knee. Take the right hand back. Grab onto that foot and take that calf towards the thigh, gazing over the right shoulder if it's safe on the neck. Exhale, release that foot whenever you're ready. Hand comes back inside of the arch of that right foot. Inhale, arms come overhead. Reach through those fingertips, biceps hugging the ears. Exhale, left hand comes down into the earth. Reach to the side through the right fingertips. Exhale, right hand comes down next to the left hand. Come up on the arch of the right foot if that feels comfortable and safe. You can press it open a little bit more through that hip if you want to. Otherwise, just hold that posture with both hands on the mat. Exhale, release that hand down into the earth. Take that foot down into the mat, away from its nice edge. Hands come back inside of the arch of that right foot. Curl your toes under, press the hips into the sky. Draw the right leg safely and comfortably back to the left and pedal out those legs. We're going to clear out those meridians, so keep those toes curled under as you drop the knees down towards the earth. Press the glutes back towards the heels as you walk the hands up towards the body and then drop them down onto the thighs. You can tuck those little pinky toes under if they're not behaving. We're going to come into that posture of reception with that lotus mudra. So we're going to take those hands into our heart center. Tips of the pinkies, the thumbs, and the base of the palms come to touch as you drop those thumbs into your heart space. Open up those hands, close your eyes, draw your attention inward and upward towards your brow point center, and just visualizing the reception of all of those things that are in your inheritance to receive, knowing that you are a child of Source, Divinity, Creator, Mother, Father, God, however you choose to look at it. But all the same name for the one universal source energy. Exhale and drop those hands down into the mat in front of you. Uncurl those toes, tap out those feet, release any of that tension from that last exercise. Come down onto those glutes and swing your legs around in front of you. We're going to lengthen through our right leg. Left leg is bent. Draw that heel in towards the body. We're going to twist through the spine ever so gently so that your heart is aligned towards that lengthened right leg. Inhale, nice and deep. You can take those hands towards your hip crease if you like here. And exhale, drop those fingertips all the way down towards your ankles and feet. You can even take those hands behind the sole of the foot, gazing over those toes or at those toes. Breathe into the body. You can pause anywhere on the shin bone. Just listen to yourself and whatever feels comfortable and safe. Never pressing or forcing, always allowing and accepting. Learning patience. Be your own safe space. Releasing those hands down onto the shin bones. Inhale, rise up, drawing those hands back up towards the hip crease. Let's take it to the opposite side, lengthening through the left leg this time, bending through the right. Take that sole of the foot gently resting into the interior thigh of the left leg. Gently twisting the spine so that the heart is aligned to that left leg. Take those hands to the top of the hip crease and inhale nice and deep. Exhale, drop those fingertips all the way down. And breathe. It's time to open up new space. It's time to find the new keys for the new doors. Stop trying to use the old key on the new lock and wondering why you can't get in. Why that stuff isn't opening up to you and making itself available. Release those hands down onto the shin bones. Inhale, rise back up super slow. Take the hands back towards the crease. We're going to open up through both legs. Now we're not trying to do the splits. We're just opening up those legs wherever it is that feels comfortable and safe. You're going to take your right fingertips, palms face up underneath the left thigh. Left hand comes outside of the left leg. Inhale and lengthen through the spine, and exhale. Drop the right elbow towards the earth, reaching through the left fingertips towards the right wall. Keep that heart space open and that shoulder drop down into its socket so that you're not rounding through the spine and hiding the heart space. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. We unlock the most of the energy of these postures through the breath. Inhale and rise up. Use that core strength to draw yourself back up. Right hand now comes outside of the right thigh. Left hand comes underneath the right. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale. Lift those right fingertips upward and over. You can even drop those fingertips down towards the left toes. Keep that heart space open. Don't close it off. Inhale, rise up, drop that hand back outside of that thigh. Release those hands out from underneath your right leg. Take those legs together directly in front of you. I'm going to come at an angle so you can see my feet. Hands come to the top of the hip crease. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, drop the hands all the way down, hinging from those hips. Allow those hands to fall wherever they may, on the shin bones or towards those ankles and feet. And take those deep breaths. About to start winding down so that we can complete our practice today. Really slow and gentle. Inhale, rise up and take those hands back up towards the hip crease, coming along through the spine. Exhale, release those hands down to the side of the body. We're going to bend those knees so that the soles of the feet are flat and resting gently into the earth. And then using your core strength, we're going to release our spine fully and completely into the earth, vertebra by vertebra. So take those arms forward and exhale really slow with grace and ease. Take the spine all the way down into the mat, lengthening through the spine. We're going to inhale, take those knees into the chest and give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Holding on to just the right leg, pulling it in towards the chest. Inhale, lengthen through the left leg, and exhale super, super slow with grace and ease, releasing it all the way down into the earth. No rush. Then reaching out through the right arm, take it directly out from the shoulder of that arm. Left hand comes outside of the right leg. Really slow and gentle, twisting through the spine, drawing that knee over the body. Keep both shoulders grounded into the earth, and you can take your gaze over the right fingertips if it feels safe and comfortable. Close the eyes and take those deep breaths. Really, really slow with grace and ease. Untwisting the spine, realigning the body, drawing the knees back into the chest. Holding on to just the left leg now. Inhale, lift up through the right leg. Exhale, take it down, nice and slow. Reaching out through the left arm now. Right hand comes outside of the left leg, pulling it across the body so that you can gaze over your left fingertips now if it feels comfortable on your neck. Don't forget to keep both of those shoulders grounded into the mat beneath you. Gently untwisting that spine. Realigning the body, knees come back into the chest. Finding that happy baby posture now, so grabbing onto the outside edges of those feet, knees come in towards the armpits, soles of the feet are flat into the sky. You can take some gentle movement here, or remain in stillness. Take those deep breaths and relax into this posture. And really, really slow whenever you're ready. Releasing those feet. Use your core strength to take those legs down into the mat. We don't want to just flop down. You can release those hands down to the side of your body. And then lengthen through those legs and really, really slow release them down into the mat for that final Shavasana corpse pose. Or you can take any of those postures that are necessary for you to feel complete in your practice today that potentially we didn't go through, that we missed for you. Otherwise, finding that final Shavasana pose, arms gently framing the body, palms of the hands can be face down into the earth or face up. Allow the feet to fall to the side, completely relaxing into your being and sinking into the earth on every exhalation. On every inhalation, feeling that beautiful Mother Earth rising up beneath you to support you and sustain you. And just breathing into the body. When you recognize that there's a voice in your head that pretends to be you and never stops speaking, you're awakening out of your unconscious identification with a stream of thinking. When you notice that voice, you realize that who you are is not the voice, the thinker, but the one who's aware of it. Knowing yourself as the awareness behind the voice is freedom. The egoic self is always engaged in seeking. It is seeking more of this or that to add to itself, to make itself feel more complete. This explains the ego's compulsive preoccupation with the future. Whenever you become aware of yourself living for the next moment, you've already stepped out of that egoic mind pattern. The possibility of choosing to give your full attention to this moment arises simultaneously. Really slow and gentle, start coming back to your body, back to your breath first. The awareness of the rise and fall of the chest, the rest of your physical being in response to that new life, that prana. Then start to wiggle the fingers and toes, nice and slow. Waking up the extremities of the body, all of those places that are furthest away from the heart. Just show those areas a little bit of love and movement. And wrapping the hands around the wrists or the feet around the ankles. Continuing to wake up the physical being. Taking those full body stretches or those gentle calf stretches. And draw the knees into the chest one last time. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Again, remembering who you are. Remembering your strength and your tenacity and your grit and the power of your own being. And then rocking and rolling several times up and down on that spine until you draw yourself upright into a comfortable seated position so that we can finish our practice today. We're going to finish our practice with 3 long Satnams. Satnam, I am truth, truth is my name, truth is my identity. Take those hands in a prayer pose, tuck the thumbs into the breastbone, lengthening through the spine, inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. And inhale to begin. Satnam. 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 Namaste. Satnam, I am truth. Truth is my name. Namaste. I honor that truth that only you can embody in your own unique, special way. without the desire to change it. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this class and just, take a little bit of time this week to kind of just think about what motivates you. Where's your head right now? Where's my mind? What energy am I feeding? What is seeking my attention? What are the new perceptions that I can engage in that are going to help facilitate the change that I'm desiring, that will draw me towards my highest and greatest good? But I really appreciate you guys, and I cannot wait to see y'all next week. So I hope y'all enjoy yourself until then.